Full Sail University Education Technology Media Design. Crossed Full Sail University by chance. I was actually in the process of enrolling in another program at a different school. I already had my master's, so it was the content that Education Media Design and Technology offered that intrigued me. Hello, my name is Toni McBride. Just a little about me. I am a new teacher, going into my 5th year, and I have enjoyed attending Full Sail. I am a special education teacher, teaching U.S. History 2 to mostly 10th graders. I don't have traditional expectations for my classroom. I don't expect my students to sit still and sit quiet. I like to look into the individuals directly and go from there. This Full Sail program allows me to do that. With the tools I am learning, I can reach my students and teach them through what interests them. This video will showcase my journey as I share with you what this year has done to help me become a better teacher. It's been a lot of hard work, but it has been well worth every minute of the journey. Thank you. The problem: how to add more technology into my lessons. As an educator, the questions I ask myself are, what is the best way to teach today's learners? How can I really engage my students? And how can I get them involved in the learning process? Not easy. So when it came to the things I wanted to gain from attending Full Sail, I tried to look beyond just being able to learn a few computer programs. I wanted to change how I taught. I wanted to change how I approached teaching. I was still new to the teaching world, so changing how I taught wouldn't be too painful. There was a lot to learn. We hit the ground running, and straight away I was learning things that I wanted to implement in my classroom. But how? The how was the toughest question that I had to answer all year. The high school that I am teaching at is less than 10 years old. Adding technology should be an integral part of the curriculum. Should be. I knew that I needed lots of helps and suggestions from my many critical friends. Action research topic: integrating technology. Action research question: how can I add more technology into my lessons? With my action research, I looked at several articles and magazines. I observed classrooms, and I noticed that students really aren't engaged as they should be. If you look around at this classroom, for example, we have a lot of students who aren't really working on their assignments. They're not gaining anything from it, really. Learning, for the most part, has not moved with the changes and accomplishments of the information age, and our children are being taught the same way their parents and grandparents were taught. There have been so many changes since then, it does not make sense not to update the way we educate our children. We must incorporate technology into the education process, or we will no longer be able to compete in tomorrow's 21st century world. Literature review: researching my action research question. My favorite quote is, "If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow," by John Dewey. What does it take to be a good teacher with today's students who have been born into the age of technology? Integrate technology. If integrate technology into the lesson is the obvious answer, then why is it so hard to accomplish? That's what my literature review is focused on. Cycle 1: technological equipment. I thought that I used technology well in my classroom, and then I changed schools. There was no access to hardly anything. PowerPoint on a screen for all my students to see. Then I started seeing the trend of using computers, computer programs, gamings, and I knew that my department had a computer cart. I wanted access to more computers in my classrooms. I wanted to use iMovie to create a movie about the Progressive Era, or GarageBand so I can have my kids create their songs in reference to the Great Migration. iWeb to make an All About Me website for, let's say, an American president. It was very difficult, and it was very hard for me to get Data 1, Cycle 1 results. Gaining access and usable time with the computers was very difficult. It took me 6 months before I was able to use these computers in my classroom. The red tape at my school is very difficult to get through. Cycle 2, technological tools. Just to get direct access to the computer parts, I went another route, Web 2.0 tools. These tools could be accessed in a computer lab, media center, or at home by my students. Most of these sites are free and help get the students involved and engaged. The first site that we used together was Flickr, where students took photos at home and uploaded them to the Flickr account, and we discussed them in class. I'm creating my own Wiki Spaces and Wiki Web Paint site for my class. I want to incorporate blogging for class discussions, and I have utilized 21 Spaces. There's so many Web 2.0 tools out there. Data 2, Cycle 2 results. Incorporating Web 2.0 tools at school and at home for students help to enhance the learning process. These programs help animate the curriculum and allowed students to get more involved in the learning process. These Web 2.0 tools help students learn collaborative and problem-solving skills. If there is a percentage of students that don't have full access to these tools, I pair them up with students that do. This will help small group learning, which can be applied to the real world. If you observe this classroom compared to the previous classroom, all students are engaged. All students are actively learning. They're involved in their learning process. They're gaining more from what their lesson is now than they were previously. Integrating technology is key. Full Sail journey, what I've learned and experienced. This year has gone by so fast. There's so many new things that I've experienced. I've been to new worlds. I've created avatar me's. I've blogged and blogged and blogged. I never thought I would be a blogger. I've worked on documents with others who are half across the country. I created and grew a farm, and I did it well. I was able to have fun with learning, and the favorite is my interview. Hi, and welcome. I'm Tony Baboni, and I'm here today with Gary Baberry.
Dewberry.
Mr. Drew Berry here knows a little about
Dewberry. Okay, let's start again. You want to go back to the top?
I learned how to be in front of the camera. I learned how to use YouTube and access it through Facebook and reach my students on their level. I looked at filming in a different view. More has changed the way that I see things. It has been a great experience. Conclusion. Future continuation. Take everything that I have gained from Full Sail and place it into my classroom. But it's gone beyond that. I've taken professional development classes to learn how to work a smartboard and incorporate that into my lessons. Everything that I do, everything that I plan now will integrate some type of technology. This will help my students become better students, and this will help me become a better teacher. I really am happy that I've had this year to forge through and learn new things. It has changed the way that I look at teaching, and that was my goal. Thank you, Full Sail. My final contribution is a video that I completed earlier this year. It sums up everything that I feel about adding technology into your classroom. Technology in the classroom. Adding technology into the class is made easier with today's Web 2.0 tools. My name is Tony, and I teach. These are the tools I had to learn from, but things have changed so much from when I was a young learner. This and this are no longer enough to prepare today's students. We need to use today's tools to help sharpen young minds. When we send our kids to school, we expect that they will learn everything they need to be a productive part of the future. Using computers is just a start. There are several Web 2.0 tools available to help, such as Wet Paint Wiki, Flickr, ToonDo, 21 Classes, which is a student blogging site, and Prezi.com, to name a few. When we utilize these tools in our lessons and in our classroom, we not only engage our students like this, but we engage them like this as well. Adding technology into the lessons is a new foundation that will give our students access to a world of learning. Thank you for viewing. Special thanks to family and friends, critical friends, professors, instructors, classmates, and FSO support. Created for Full Sail University EMDT Project Development, July 2010.